Hello, hello, hello. How are you today? Well, this is another coffee time where we go to the Daily Mail website to look at the news. Indeed. Top story. Now, again, this broke. I heard this early this morning. That there was a murder kidnap plot against Holly Willoughby. Again, for those of you who don't know, Holly Willoughby is a TV presenter in the UK, and I thought, oh, that's odd because she was taken off air the other day. Apparently, again, I don't only following it via the news, and it was because there was a murder and kidnap plot. Yeah. Now this is where it gets amazing. They've actually named the person, right? Gavin Plum, and he is a bit of a plum. He's going to be appearing at Chelmsford Magistrates Court on Friday, accused of soliciting to commit murder and incitement to kidnap. Shall we have a look at him? He's a big plum, isn't he? He's a morbidly obese plum. Okay, so this is just beyond weird, and he was arrested in Harlow. That's just down the road to us. Blimey. Did they have to take the roof off to get him out? Is he one of those people that washes himself with a rig on a stick? So yeah, a loner has been charged over alleged plot to kidnap and kill Holly Willoughby. Yeah, he once weighed 35 stone, didn't leave the house for years after quitting his job at Pizza Hut for health reasons. Can he? Has he lost weight? Is that an old picture? But yeah, he's going to appear at Chelmsford Magistrates Court today. Police officers are guarding Holly Willoughby's mansion where she lives with her husband and children. Yeah, he was arrested. Plum was arrested on Wednesday and charged this morning. And he starred in a BBC feature on weight loss in 2018, writing a diary for the corporation after he hit 35 stone, gorging junk food and down an average of 36 pints of cola a week. Jesus, that'd kill me. Apparently Plum, who said he only ever left his flat to go to communal bins, is getting out more these days and has started driving lessons recently. Neighbours who know him have told the Mail Online. Yeah, so yeah, apparently he had a gastric band fitted and had to go on a liquid diet. What a bizarre, utterly bizarre story. And for those of you who don't know, Holly Willoughby is here. She is. She presents this morning, and what an utterly bizarre story. And from one bizarre story, let's go to another. Court news. Now, again, I'm coming to this all new. We've got millionaires at war here. A high-flying businessman is taking his millionaire neighbours to court. Why? Is it one of those building regulations things? You know, they've fallen out over a parking space. You know, wonder what it is. Are you ready? Because he's being tortured by the noise of the banker's young neighbours upstairs after they installed creaky wooden floors. Yes, Sergei Grazandankin and his wife Maria have lived happily in a gated Art Deco development in West Kensington since 2011. But the investment manager said their quiet life was shattered when a wealthy family moved in upstairs, and they've been subjected to a constant assault of noise, including children playing and crying. Oh, we can't have children playing, can we? Ooh, creaking joists, footsteps, and noisy conversations. From banker Mehdi Uguzi and his wife and family upstairs. There you go. He sued his neighbours in a case of noise nuisance, and already they've run up costs of £250,000 in lawyers' fees. Yeah, they want him. He wants these neighbours to tear up their floor and relay it correctly with an acoustic barrier to limit the noise. And And here is the old sensitive duffer, Sergei Grizadankin. He sounds like the kind of guy that would fall off of a multi-story car park after being friends with Putin, isn't it? It's got one of those names. But yeah, tortured. And here is the, I guess you call him the defendant. Oh, wait a minute. Going a bit wobbly then. Mehdi Guzin. And he says, well, look, this is the sound of everyday life that you're getting, and people really can't complain about it. He's right. Again, you know, kids are kids, and yeah, but he's, Kruzegin said, during the week we were woken up daily between 5:30 a.m. and 7:30 a.m. by the noise from above. Sounds very dramatic. Living with this every day is torture. I don't know. But anyway, the trial continues. And here is this is where they live. Now look, it's a bloody flat. Look, you're gonna hear noises from your neighbours in a flat like that. I hope they lose and he has to pay millions. Sorry, I just think he's being overly sensitive. If you don't like it, move. It's a simple request, isn't it? Meanwhile, this is the story of a driver who found themselves at the wrong arm of the law. Alan Whitehead, right, found himself hit with £100 car parking charge. Here he is, under the sign. And how did this happen? Well, it happened, right, when he forgot to log his car registration on the system at Colne Valley Group Practice in Slaithwaite, West Yorkshire, where he parked for 13 minutes on the 25th of March last year, right? And he put his forgetfulness down to not feeling well. And then he received a letter from Parking Eye requesting payment for £100, right? Which he said he had ignored because he was very poorly after being diagnosed with carbon monoxide poisoning, of which he's still recovering. Maybe that's what led him to forget to register. The situation has escalated, and now the firm have issued a claim against him for £266 in county court. I mean, what do you say, really? It's you know, he made a boo-boo and he should pay for it. Yeah, he's appealed it, but he's yet to hear back, because he put himself down as an expert witness in his letter to Parking Eye. He says, I'm an expert of over 35 years in road traffic law. Is he really? Is he? So yeah, man forgets to pay bill, gets fined. I think that's the actual story. So I'm disappointed in you, but I'm not disappointed in this. Apparently the Earth has been hit by a blast of inexplicable energy, so powerful that scientists are flummoxed by it. Yeah, we've been hit by gamma rays. Gamma rays? Oh, you wouldn't like me when I'm angry. That's the Incredible Hulk. He got hit by gamma rays, didn't he? Dog cam? Yep, dog cam. So yeah, they reckon that the gamma rays originate from the Vela pulsar, which is around 1,000 light years from Earth. And here is a picture of it. I mean, I don't know. I think there's something on the lens. I think there's a squish bug on the lens. I need to clean that off. But yeah, this pulsar is the origin of this blast. The Vela pulsar makes 11 complete rotations every second, faster than a helicopter rotor. Because again, a pulsar is a star that spins rapidly and gives out a pulsing signal. And these are kind of, I don't know if is that an artist's impression or is that really what it looks like? Yeah, it's an artist's impression, because that'd be really pretty if that's what it really looked like. But this is how it looks to us, really. So yeah, we've been hit by gamma radiation, but because we have the lovely atmosphere shielding us from it, we're all right. Nothing happened. But if there wasn't an atmosphere, we'd be in right problem. But yeah, I reckon the pulsar blew up 10,000 years ago as a supernova and collapsed in on itself. Yeah, exciting stuff, isn't it? So yeah, powerful. The observations were made using the high energy stereoscopic system, or the HESS telescope in Namibia. Here's a picture of that. But wouldn't it be good if we all turned into a Hulk every time we got a little bit ticked off? Meanwhile, Metro Bank. We were talking about Metro Bank. Apparently there's a big one in Southend. And I was sitting on the bench eating a sausage roll from Greg's, looking at it thinking, why is it so big? When there wasn't anyone in it. But anyway, Metro Bank are in the shit, to put it politely. And they need to raise £600 million by the weekend. But yeah, their shares plunged yesterday, and this has resulted with them they're going to try and offload some of their I guess you say loans. Going to sell off loans to other banks to raise the cash. But the bank, which has 76 branches in the UK and 2.7 million customers, have urged those customers, please don't take out your money, because if you do, you're going to make the bank crash. But yeah, they said there are no indications that there's issues with customer deposits being at risk, so don't make a withdrawal. Yeah, so there you go. What's that? It's called, was it a run on the bank, isn't it? So yeah, don't do the run on the bank. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the Metro Bank pulls through, and if they'll be able to raise the money in time. Banking crisis? What banking crisis? I'm surprised the government hasn't just given them the cash for nothing. Meanwhile, news has broke of a big multi-million pound fraud in the aviation industry. Yeah, there's a firm called AOG Technics, which is being investigated over regulators because they reckon it supplies fake parts for jet engines, such that power the Airbus A320 and Boeing 737 planes. And on investigation, they discovered AOG Technics operates from here, a rather modest-looking house in Hove in East Sussex. And yeah, they reckon that house is at the heart of a multi-million pound fraud. Fantastic. Yeah, there we go. So, meanwhile, the knock-on of this is that there was chaos in the US when 126 planes were grounded by major airlines after there was concern that engines were fitted with fake parts supplied by AOG Technics. So the company and its director Jose Zamora Urala are at the centre of a high court case brought by jet engine maker CFM International. Wow. So fascinating. Now this isn't new. Now I remember many years ago, was it the Cook Report? The Cook Report did a thing about fake engine parts, and it's still going on. So yeah. But anyway, the Daily Mail went down there, and an elderly neighbour living opposite said, it's shocking. I remember him living there a few years back. He seemed extremely shy. I imagine fraudsters are, aren't they? I would say hello to him, but he didn't make conversation. I heard him on his phone, sometimes speaking Spanish. Meanwhile, another said, I don't remember him, but I'm stunned that such a hugely important business could be run from a terraced house he was renting. It's extremely worrying. So there you go. There you go. The case continues. We'll have to monitor that one to see how that goes. Because, I mean, there's some dodgy stuff going out there, isn't it? You know, there's some really dodgy stuff. Meanwhile, important news. Best value crisp. There's a new crisp index out. Top Daily Mail content this is. Researchers crunched their way through more than 2,000 crisps. I mean, must be brands or packets of crisps, not individual crisps. And they ended up creating a table showing the best of the snacks, which ones were the best bargains. So have they got the table? No, they've got a little kind of graphy thing here. And we'll do it in reverse order. This is 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 9. Top 9? Are you ready? Okay then. In at number, is that 9? Just trying to catch this round. Yeah, 9. In at 9, we've got squares, salt and vinegar flavour. Oh, I do like those. You get an average of 31.5 grams of crisps a bag, and it works out at 2.77p a crisp. Then you get Walkers, Max, Quavers, Walkers. Now these are different flavours. Leisurely Ready Salted, Walkers Seriously Salt and Vinegar, Walkers Supreme Prawn Cocktail. In at number 3, Knick Knacks, Nice and Spicy. I love a Knick Knack in my mouth, don't you? And that cost a mere 1.32 pence a crisp. Wotsits are in at number 2 with 1.14p a crisp. And a winner, right? A winner in which you get an average of 97.5 crisps per bag. And that totals out at 1.03 pence per crisp. Is Skips. Here we go. Skips Prawn Cocktail are in at the top there. There we go. Isn't that good? Skips are the best value crisp. And here's a packet of... Is that an old... That looks like quite an old pack, doesn't it? Don't remember Skips looking as mangy as that. Anyway, there you go. Top. No? Alright then. Thought it was a top consumer story. Meanwhile, Keir Starmer's happy. He's H-A-P-P-Y. He's H-A-P-P-Y. Why is he happy? Because up in Scotland, the Labour Party have smashed the SNP in the Rutherglen by-election. Now, the Rutherglen by-election happened when, what's her name? That woman. That woman was travelling around during COVID when she shouldn't have been. So I know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I know what I'm talking about. But anyway, it's quite an impressive vote because they saw a swing of 24% in their favour, 17% away from the SNP. It's a really interesting. I mean, it could be that they're just. There you go. Here's the actual vote and results. It could be that it's a by-election and they're slapping their legs. Will this be replicated in a bona fide election? I don't know. But they're saying if this result was replicated in an election, Labour will be looking at getting an extra 40 seats. I don't know if that's just in Scotland alone, but that's I think it's pretty impressive, isn't it, really? Oh, no, I'm not watching that. Another XL bully footage of it mauling a family's cat to death. There's a lot of it going on at the moment. Not doing that one. Not doing that one. Here's a way of dodging you, Les. This fella... He's found a unique way of dodging the ULEZ charge. He's gone into London in a tank. So you can say, "Gone." There you go. It comes under classic car status because it was built in 1965. And so therefore, you don't pay ULEZ. And again, this is the weird thing about ULEZ, is if your car is in the classic car category, you get a free pass. But invariably... your car's probably plumping out more pollution than anyone else, so it doesn't make sense. But then you know that. But I'm not going to do what Lawrence Fox does, because what got he incited people to rip down the ULEZ cameras, and that's why he got into trouble. Not allowed to do that. That's naughty. I would never do that. I just reflect what's going on out there. I'm a good boy. I'm a good boy. And we've got, Rishi's HS2. You know, he's made a decision on that. We talked about it yesterday, how he's reducing he's not going to be going on with the northern part of it. It's going to go to the Commons. It's going to be a crunch Commons vote on the HS2. And it should be interesting to see how that's going to flop. Meanwhile, Paddington Bear is a fury. He's incited fury, old Paddington Bear. Why is that? Well, because there's a new film coming out. You know, it's a third one. Now, Paddington 2 is probably one of the best sequels there is. Come on, you know, it's a really good film. But yeah, we've got coming up next year. 2024 is going to see the release of Paddington in Peru, the third in the trilogy, and is Paddington with a chum, and he's going home because, as we know, he lives in Peru, and he's going back to his homeland. But the new film has caused fury because the film's being shot in Colombia, not in Peru. So yeah, he's not returning to darkest Peru, to his roots. They're going to be shot in Colombia. Yeah. And this has caused fury, and it's outraged Peruvian lawmakers who feels it shows Lima's filmmaking industry cannot secure prestigious productions. You know, and here is a clip. It's Olivia Colman playing a nun. This is being shot in northeast London. There you go. But yeah, so the Peruvians saying, "Why you not film Paddington in Peru?" Well, that's the magic of movies. Sometimes they don't always shoot it. You know, it's like Star Wars. They didn't shoot it in space. You know, I know they didn't shoot it in space. What else have we got? Meanwhile, a new research has shown is that the younger generation are now going to be called Generation Sensible because a fifth of under 25s are teetotalers. Fewer than half drink weekly, research has shown. God, they're boring, aren't they? Aren't they boring? But yeah, this is research by Drink Aware. And there's a little map there showing age and drinking and whatnot. I must admit, at that age, I wasn't really drinking. It was only when I started work. I started drinking between, I guess it'd be about 24 and 30. I had a like golden period. So there you go. The kids are all right after all. They're vaping instead. What else have we got? Meanwhile, this is an odd one. This is a museum in Jerusalem. A 40-year-old tourist was arrested by Israeli police for going around smashing Roman statues. There they go. Look at that. Shocking. And here's another one that's been smashed. Yeah, this is at the Israel Museum in Jerusalem. The museum said only 2 artifacts were destroyed, and they were ancient Roman statues dating back to the 2nd century, and that were housed in the archaeology wing. And the person who did it said he considered those statues blasphemous and went against the Torah. So he's obviously a very traditional Jewish person. And yeah, how utterly bizarre. But yeah, it got him arrested. Eli Escudio, the head of the Israeli Antiquities Authority, said one statue was a marble depiction of the goddess Athena that was found in excavations at Bet Shean in the 1960s. The second was the mythological creature the griffin, who was a symbol of divinity in the Roman pagan era and found in the Negev. This is a shocking case of destruction of cultural heritage. We view great concern the fact that religious extremists take such action. And the museum said the attack was worrying and severe. Well, that's just not right, is it? But yeah, the police said the investigation was ongoing, and the suspect was set to be brought in front of Jerusalem Magistrates Court on Thursday to extend his arrest. So that must have been yesterday. So this is a bit of an old story. Yeah, the suspect was in his 40s. Oh, there we go. Very, very silly. Very. These are old antiquities. What else have we got? That's not a good one. Can't do that one. Oh, we've got a follow-up to the otter. Do you remember the otter incident yesterday? Yeah, let me just pull that up. We have a follow-up to that as they found live otters on a plane. Well, anyway, an airport worker has been suspended after it's discovered he allowed more than 30 animals onto the plane, where the otter and a rat ran rampant. Yeah, this was at Bangkok's Suvarnabhumi airport. So yeah, they've actually got someone from it. Oh boy, I bet he took a backhander. What else have we got? Meanwhile, public demand for electric cars falls sharply by 14%. That's because everyone's scared of getting kidnapped by their cars, like that bloke the other day. That's why. Meanwhile, we're not done day 4 of that school in Wales. You know, remember the the parents parking on the pavements and obstructing. We've got this. This is in Dulwich in southeast London, and pedestrians were shocked to see this coming at them along the pavement. Look, see, this is a unique way of dodging the traffic. Just drive along the pavement. There we go. That was they were skipping the school run by driving down the pavement there. So bonkers. And somebody asked, is it illegal? Yes, of course it's illegal. You can't do that. Never got anything else. Never got anything else going on. Got some worse design fails. This is appeared on something called Cheeseburger. They've collated these pictures, and the Daily Mail have just stolen it, and I am piggybacking on them. So this is, you like this? This is a box of Kleenex featuring Spider-Man. You're literally pulling them out of his arse, or maybe it's webbing. That's a big pipe. Yes, you can see why. You can understand why he's got a big smile on his face, can't you? There you go. That's from a Carry On film, isn't it? Peter Butterworth, isn't it, from Carry On Camping or something? Don't worry. Yeah, the man down the bottom there, he's not part of the murder. He was eating blueberries. So yeah, bit of a bad placement there of the pictures. That looks like a dirty protest, but it isn't. It's actually the swirl of the surface in the bathroom. It looks like someone smeared. Anyway, and that, oh, here we go again. That was a design on the no, someone smeared on the walls. There we go. All right, this is an old fire alarm from the 30s, which had an anti-prank mechanism which held your hand if you released it, and wouldn't let you go until the authorities arrive. That's good, isn't it? cruise the net faster with 2 wheels instead of 1? I don't think it works like that. That is one demonic Minnie Mouse. A die for success, indeed. Yeah, that's just weird. Her eyes are all over the place. Her eyes follow you around the room. Okay. That's not good, is it? Anyway, that was on a condom wrapper. Yeah, I think someone got fired that day. Have we got anything else? Is there any more animal stories? Is there animal stories? Meanwhile, let's go to, where is this? This is, does it say? Scarborough in North Yorkshire. And workers were resurfacing the road, and one person, well, they just didn't get the memo, and they decided that they weren't going to move the car. Now, they weren't going to move the car for them, and so they decided to just tarmac and resurface the road around them, resulting in that. Now, round here, they had a grabber. They came round and they moved the cars and parked them out here, and there was a van dumped out here for a couple of weeks. So that was nice. That was nice, but not there. But there we go. So any more for any more? Any more? No. Right, I've got to see if there's any. Oh yeah, I do have an animal related story. We're going to where is it? It's Minneapolis St. Paul Airport in Minnesota. We've been there. Do you remember we got off the plane and the first thing we heard was a big Brummy accent, going, "Welcome to Minneapolis St. Paul," and it was like, fancy hearing a Brummy accent here. But anyway, a woman tried unsuccessfully to smuggle a rather unusual box of material through customs, and she was stopped by US Customs Border and Protection agents. She'd been to Kenya, and when they opened the box, they found it was contained, well, a shell and giraffe shit, basically. Yeah, box of giraffe shit and a seashell, or a large snail shell there, and it was seized because you can't bring feces into the country. The woman for Iowa, right, said she told the officials that she brought it back in her luggage from Kenya because she was going to make a necklace out of it. That stinks. But now this is the important thing. Did you know that in the US you can bring giraffe shit in if you have the proper permits and inspections? There you go. If she'd have gone through the right channels, she could have made that giraffe poo necklace unfettered. But no sanctions were put against the woman because she ended up declaring the feces and she handed it over to customs officials. So there you go. But yeah, LaFonda S. Dutton Burke. That's a double-barreled name. Who's a field director at US Customs and Border Protection, said there's a real danger of bringing fecal matter into the US. If this person had entered the US and not declared these items, there's a high possibility that person could have contracted a disease from the jewellery and developed serious health issues. They mention African swine fever, classical swine fever, Newcastle disease. Well, that's when you go, why, man? Foot and mouth disease and swine vesicular disease among ailments in Kenya that customs officials that are mentioned as risks. So there you go. A really crappy idea for a necklace, I think you'll agree. Let's see if there's anyone in the chat. Harry's in, this is all right. Absolutely. Hetty's in. And they say, have a nice weekend. You two, did you get the CD? Because I did send it. I know Rene's waiting for his CD. You're both in the same area of the world. I'm a bit worried that they've not gone there. Oh, Jimith's in. That's a name I haven't seen for a long time. He said, I'm enjoying reading the Dark Side. Oh, you fucking idiot. He's an idiot. Just says, lend us 6 million till Monday. Cheers, yeah. Just says, Roger Cook got into some scrapes. Used to like watching that. They've got them on YouTube. Someone's uploading them on there. It's quite good fun. Paynes says, good afternoon. Same to you. Says, I wonder how many US news shows will say, there's tanks on the streets of London. Exactly. Paynes says, it's not called Tunisia Wars, is it? No, it should be. And Moses made me do it. G-Man says, hello. Payne says, those Giraffe Rocher chocolates aren't as nice as they look. Interesting. Interesting texture. And Jez says, Class G drugs. I think he might need it. I mean, she's got a bit of a neck on her, isn't it? She put a neck out for the giraffe poo. I think we'll all agree. Anyway, thank you. Killing the channel one video at a time. That was the news. You know you've got to drink up. Have a good weekend. Ta-ta.